welcome to today's episode of Juice the Numbers, your statistics and sports podcast. I am your host, Joshua Tracy.
And I'm Corwin Miller.
And welcome to the stats edition of the show. We are still going to do stats, even though there's nothing going on presently in the world, but that hasn't stopped us in the past from talking about shit that's happened in the past. So that's what we'll be doing today, digging through some old sports shit. You ready, Corwin?
Yeah, I'm ready. That was a incredibly funny, I don't even know what you would call that, just...
Fumble?
Yeah, I guess.
Just a lot of fumbling? Alright, so I was telling Corwin, I wanted to keep this lighthearted, easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl. So, the first topic I have here is I ran a query, and I looked for the pitcher with the most home runs. And I want you to guess, Corwin, who that pitcher is and what number of home runs they have hit.
So what pitcher in their career has...
Yes.
given up the most home runs?
No.
Who has hit
the
the
most
most
home
home runs?
Yes.
Man, that's... I feel like none of like the career guys like Nolan, Randy Johnson, guys who had like super long careers, I feel like none of them were like exceptional home run hitters.
I don't see Nolan Ryan off the jump, and I don't see the other person you mentioned whose name I just left my head already. Yeah, I don't see Randy Johnson off the jump either.
Is it all right? So because I have truly no clue, is it someone who is like currently active, or is it long gone?
No, long retired. There is in the top 5, we'll say, one player from the 2000s, and if we expand that to the top 10, then there are 3 players from the 2000s.
I'm going to guess that one of those names... So none of those guys are active then, is what I'm inferring?
One of these guys is active.
Is it Zach Greinke?
It is not Zach Greinke. Is Zach Greinke, where would he be on this list?
I know he's a good hitter.
He is tied for 49th on this list with 9 career home runs, which I would have guessed was more.
What number did he end up ranking?
Tied for 49th.
Ooh, that's not great. What about a guy like Max Scherzer?
All right. Scherzer, he didn't even come up.
That's fair. I have no clue then.
You missed the most obvious one. The name that stuck out to me as being... No, he only has like one. As being like, oh, of course he's near the top of this list, is Madison Bumgarner.
I wanted to guess him, but I was like, I feel like he has too short of a career to be that high.
So he's not number 1; he's number 7. That was just the name I thought you would be like, oh, of course.
He 100% would have been my third guess if I was like, I just really didn't think he'd have a long enough career to be that high.
It's been 10 years so far. 2009, I know, right? It doesn't feel like it either. But 2009 to 2019, he has hit 19 home runs, so just about 2 a year, which is pretty good. Actually, you know what's funny is
guys that you could think of that have a bunch, like Noah Syndergaard. Is he like capable of going to beat that record?
Well, so that's what we haven't got to. We haven't gotten to what the record is. So
before we do that, just on the topic of Noah Syndergaard, I guess we'll talk about this later, but he did tear his UCL. I really think that a big reason why he wouldn't ever be able to break this is just he's missed too much time. I feel like a healthy Syndergaard could be the home run hitting king that we would all kind of want.
Oh, that's the tough thing about pitcher hitting in general, is that you just have reduced opportunity. Noah Syndergaard, by the way, has 6 home runs, which is tied for 94th. Although, again, each and every home run bumps you up the list tremendously. Mm-hmm. So he's tied with the likes of... There's actually a lot of modern players right here, or current players, I should say. Jake Arrieta also has 6. Mike Leake also has 6. other names that I'm sure I would know that are down here. I'm trying to find active players. I don't see any. Oh my god. Anyway, but like the problem is just one, pitchers just aren't good at hitting the baseball, and two, it's just lack of opportunity. Pitchers usually bat in the ninth spot, sometimes the eighth spot, depending on the manager, and that means that you're getting fewer plate appearances per game. In addition to the fact that when you get pulled from the game, you also stop batting, so pitchers really only get like, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 plate appearances a game. And if you're really killing it, or your team's really killing it, and therefore it means you're batting more, maybe up to 4. Whereas a guy who's batting first, second, third in the lineup is getting significantly more than that. And it compounds because you play as a batter every day, and you play as a pitcher once every 4 to 6 days, I'll say. So this is a record I actually don't think will very readily be broken anytime soon. Not that it's an outrageously high number, just that, well, there's no real modern players who are close. Madison Bumgarner's the closest, but I don't see him getting to it either. Do you have any guesses as to who this player is leading this leaderboard and what their home run number is?
Home runs for pitcher career. I'm gonna go with Ty Cobb and 43 home runs.
So Ty Cobb was a fielder.
Fuck me.
Although 43, it's tough to say if it's close or not. If we were doing like regular hitters, it'd be kind of close, but because it's pitchers and the difference is large enough that it wouldn't bump this person into the top to number 5 instead of number 1. And it's Warren Spahn. Warren Spahn, who played with the Boston Braves and then the Milwaukee Braves and then the San Francisco Giants and then the New York Mets. He's considered one of the great lefties of all time. Hit 35. That's his record. 35. 35 career home runs. And what's interesting to me is I would have thought this would have been some dude from like the 1800s or like early 1900s, because back then pitchers played like every fucking day. And not that there was like a lot of traditional home runs being hit, but I figured like a lot of inside the Parker guys, like especially when you're playing every day after like 8-10 seasons, you know, hitting like 2, you hit like 2 a year, or I don't know, so let's say 3 a year for 10 seasons. That'd be 30 right there, you know? Mm-hmm. And 3 a year sounds on par for like the early 1900s, maybe even 5 a year if you're really feeling adventurous about it. But no, Warren Spahn with his 35.
That's pretty crazy. That especially, it's especially crazy that it's only 35.
I know, and that's what's so interesting is like you look at Madison Bumgarner sitting there with 19 and you go, oh, well, it's only 16 away. He could do it. But then you think to yourself, well, Madison Bumgarner's been playing for 10 years and only has 19. You have to continue playing at a level that's worth playable and hitting in the National League in order for another, like, I don't know, maybe 8 years at this same exact pace for him to get to 35. And it's just like, that's a lot to ask. You know, that'd be an 18-year-long career for a pitcher, and those don't usually last that long.
I am really glad that it's a guy that's played at a Cy Young level, pitching. Because, there's plenty of guys that just hang around, the MLB for 10, 15 years, long enough to really be a part of this. But for him to be a superstar pitcher and also be a superstar batter is pretty cool.
It certainly makes him more fun to watch.
Yeah. So I looked this up. I said Ty Cobb. I meant Cy Young. I don't know how I got fucked up, but whatever. I feel like that's pretty common. Do you want to guess how many?
Cy Young is on this list.
Yeah, so I was going to see if you had it there because I would have you guess otherwise, but I can see you have it there.
I do. Do you want to guess where he is on this list with his 18?
I would say he's probably like 22nd.
So 22nd is a tie between Don Robinson, Steve Carlton, and Fergie Jenkins. Ty Cobb actually 8th.
Really?
Right behind Madison Bumgarner and right ahead of a three-way tie between Mike Hampton, Jim Cott, and Kid Nichols. The top 5 are Warren Spahn with 35, John Drysdale of the Brooklyn and then later Los Angeles Dodgers with 29, the first player to have played in the 2000s, Carlos Zambrano with 24, and I'll give you like $1 if you can tell me any of the teams he played for.
No way.
The Cubs and then the Marlins. Zero recollection of anyone named Carlos Zambrano on my end. John Clarkson with 24. He is an 1800s pitcher, 1882 to 1894. And then number 5 is Milt Pappas with 20, tied with Dizzy Trout. Yeah,
Milt Pappas and Dizzy Trout.
Yes, are in a deadlock tie. And what's interesting about our boy Dizzy is this is the other thing that would need to be taken into consideration is Corwin. Let me ask you a piece of baseball trivia. When was the DH put into effect? I think it's come up on the show before.
When was the DH put into effect?
And yes, in the American League.
Is it in the 1900s?
It is.
1918?
1973.
Fuck me, really?
Really, 1973. So Dizzy Trout, who is 6th on this list for, or I just tied for 5th on this list, with 20 home runs, played his entire career in the American League. He played for the Detroit Tigers, followed by the Boston Red Sox, followed by the Baltimore Orioles from 1939 to 1957. So he has the 5th most home runs hit by a pitcher while playing his entire career in the AL because he did it pre-DH.
Because that's just a thing that you can do now.
Yeah. Ain't that some shit?
Man, I am, to everyone listening to thinks that I know things, I think today is proving everyone wrong.
I need you to look at Dizzy Trout's picture on Baseball Reference because it's amazing.
Dude just has a packed lip and looks like he just came off the farm, which he probably did.
It's an amazing picture. I gotta say, ears like Barack Obama. Like, it's fucking wild.
I'm a big fan of that picture. We should come up with like, it would be hard to do for like an audio podcast, but we should put together a list of all like the cool shit, all the cool pictures on Baseball Reference.
That's honestly one of the most impressive parts of Baseball Reference is that they have all these pictures. Like, these must be hard to come by when you get to like the 1800s.
Oh, definitely.
So that's what. Is there anything else you wanted to hear about this query? Any other names you wanted me to see if they made the list or anything else?
No. No, I guess we went over the ones I was intrigued with.
Let me just sort it by year to see what active players are on this list. I set the minimum at 6 home runs, so that's the fewest that we're going to have. So the only active players in baseball right now, only active pitchers in baseball right now that have 6 or more home runs are Madison Bumgarner with his 19, Adam Wainwright with 10, Zach Greinke with 9, Jake Arrieta with 6, Mike Leake with 6, and Noah Syndergaard with 6, and that's it. And the weirdest name on this list for me is Mike Leake.
Yeah, that's... How many does he have?
6.
Yeah, that's not a huge number, and it is what it is. But at the same time, the fact that 6 puts you on that list.
Yeah. Man, Noah Syndergaard, he's not gonna pass Madison Bumgarner. He would need 13 more in the next 3 years, and he's gonna be missing all of this season and a good chunk of next season with his Tommy John surgery. Mike Leake is already older than Madison Bumgarner, so that's not going to happen. As is Jake Arrieta, as is Zach Greinke, and as is Adam Wainwright. So, yeah, nope, none of it happening here. Oh well.
Oh well. I'm not going to lose any sleep over Mike Leake not having the most home runs of any pitcher.
Although that would be hilarious. You have to admit.
Yeah, that'd be one of those cool little just anecdotes that we talk about that blows our mind.
I want to see real quick how many home runs CC Sabathia has. 3. He has 3. All right, good for you, CC. I'm proud of you for having 3. And none in the postseason. What a waste. What a waste.
I don't know if you could call that a waste. I mean, 3 in his career. I mean, it'd be one thing if like Mad Bum didn't have any in the postseason. That's kind of a waste.
That's true. That's true. But then again, he does. So I think he does. I already said he did, so we're just gonna say that's a fact. All right. So then, shall we move on to the next one?
Yeah.
So this is kind of a weird one. I didn't realize it was an option for the search function. So I just wanted to see what it was. I have a list of all the players that have more than 40 decisions in one season. So for the uninitiated, a decision is a win or a loss. So it might seem obvious that players should have, like pitchers should have these, but pitchers don't always stay in long enough for the decision, or the decision gets ruined while they're playing. So for instance, if the starting pitcher doesn't go at least 5 innings, they are ineligible for the win. So if your pitcher leaves in the 4th inning and your team is winning 3-0, even though your team is winning when the pitcher left the game, he's not eligible to collect the win. Same thing where, like, if your team is winning in the 7th inning when your pitcher leaves, and then your team goes on to lose, well, your starting pitcher wasn't in there when your team lost, right? So the runs aren't on his back, so he doesn't get the win or the loss. Again, a no decision. So that's what a decision is. And I just wanted to see, first off, if 40 decisions was a thing, which it is, not super common, obviously. The most that a team has ever had in one season was 3. The 1892 New York Giants had Ed Crane, Silver King, and Amos Rusi. And the 1890 Boston Beaneaters had, these are some great names, John Clarkson, Pretzels Getson, and Kid Nichols.
What? Pretzels Getson?
Yes, he was a German player. And I love him now. I just want everyone to know I need to tell the tale of Pretzels Getson.
What?
So Pretzels, our boy Pretzels, started his career with the Detroit Wolverines from 1884 to 1888, and then he played for the Indianapolis Hoosiers in 1889, and then the Boston Beaneaters in 1890, and then part of 1891. He then left for the Cleveland Spiders in 1891, and then finished his career in 1892 with the St. Louis Browns. Pretzels.
This is truly one of the most outrageous people we've ever found on here.
All right, so in 1884, he led the National League in home runs per 9 with 0.1. Is that the highest or the lowest? It's got to be the lowest, right?
The lowest.
Okay. Just because no one hit home runs, so, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Pretzels. Pretzels. His name was Pretzels.
That can't be his, like, actual Christian name.
No, it can't be. But, like, his full name is Charles H. Getson. Nickname Pretzels. Pretzels. His nickname's Pretzels. Oh, what a great name. So anyway, those are the only 2 seasons in which a 40 decision player played, or in which a team had at least one of them. So the most recent year to have a 40 decision player, what year do you think that was? And for fun, give me a team and a player.
Uh,
There is such a small outside chance you get this.
what year are we talking?
That's part one of the question.
Okay. 1973. Doc Ellis for the Pirates.
Dude, you are so close with the year.
Oh, really?
1979,
Okay.
Atlanta Braves, and it's Phil Necro, the famous
Oh, okay.
knuckleballer.
Sure.
Yeah, and then I don't know. It's 1973 only had one, Wilbur Wood with the White Sox. 1972 had two players, Wilbur Wood with the White Sox and Gaylord Perry at this point on the Indians. And then that was it for 26 years, because before that it hadn't happened since 1946 with the Cleveland Indians and Bob Feller, and then 1944 the Detroit Tigers and Dizzy Trout. Hold on, listen to this. 1935 St. Louis Cardinals, one guy did it, Dizzy Dean, and then the next player to have a 40 decision season was 1944 with Dizzy Trout. Just a decade of Dizzy.
A decade of Dizzy.
Wait, who do you think was the better Dizzy? Dizzy Trout or Dizzy Dean?
Dizzy Trout?
Okay, so this is actually an interesting question. I didn't realize it was one. All right, so Dizzy Dean is in the Hall of Fame. Dizzy Trout is not. Dizzy Dean
sure.
has 46 WAR. Dizzy Trout has 49.8.
Sure.
Dizzy Dean has an MVP, four-time All-Star, and 1934 World Series. Dizzy Trout is a two-time All-Star of the 1945 World Series and an ERA title. I'm going to send you these two players' pages.
Okay.
Because now I just don't know what to make of this. I think we need to dig into which Dizzy is the better Dizzy.
All right, Dizzy Dean, Dizzy Trout.
So,
All right, first off, first question: who has the better real name, J. Hannah Dean or Paul Howard Trout?
let's see. J. Hannah Dean. Definitely Dizzy Dean.
Yeah, Jay Hannah, much better. His other nickname is the Great Man, which is lame. And Dizzy Dean, he has no other nicknames, so that's lame. Who do you think is all right? So lifetime career ERA for Trout was 3.23. For Dean, it was 3.02. So favor to Dean. Career whip 1.353 for Trout, 1.206 for Dean. So point Dean. More strikeouts for Trout though by about 100. So point Trout.
But also 800 more innings pitched.
That's a good point. They also have, I find it hilarious when old-time players have both a bajillion starts and saves.
Mhm.
Dizzy Trout, 31 saves to Dizzy Dean's 31. And Dizzy Trout, yeah, the longer career, 15-year career to a 12-year career. Oh, man, I guess Dizzy Dean's peak was just crazy.
Yeah, so Dizzy Dean's peak was, I would say, the first 5 years of his career, where he finished 19th in MVP voting, 7th, won it, and followed that up with 2 back-to-back years being runner-up. That's a pretty damn good, peak. 4 straight years of leading the league in strikeouts, 2 years of leading the league in batters faced, twice leading the league in strikeouts per 9, 3 times leading in innings pitched, once led the league in saves as well as so in 1936 he had the most complete games and the most saves in the league,
And the most games
when you
in
are
general.
does a save count when you're the pitcher? No, because you would just get
No,
the
it
win,
doesn't.
right?
Yeah. No, that means he came in like in a later inning and then finished it out.
Yeah, that's a pretty damn good year.
Damn, that's crazy.
Good pitcher. Dizzy Trout just doesn't have those kind of numbers. He has one really great season as runner-up for the MVP. Led an ERA plus, hits, innings pitched, complete games, shutouts, and ERA. But that's really just one singular season.
You're right. Dizzy Dean's definitely the better Dizzy, but Dizzy Trout had I guess the length on his end, but only 3 years. Yeah, having only 3.8 more WAR in 3 entire additional seasons, I guess doesn't make you any better. So, all right, now that we've officially decided that Dizzy Dean is the better Dizzy. Yeah. Anyway, so 40 decisions is never happening, right?
No, probably not.
Yeah, it's been 40 years, so we can safely say that shit ain't going down again. The last multi 40 decision team in a season was the 1907 Chicago White Sox with Ed Walsh and Doc White. Anyway, are we done with this list?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. So, this was a thing I did. I'll let you know. So, I wanted to see which team which team's individual season the team had let me try rephrasing this again because there's a lot of qualifiers. The best individual team season ERA. There we go. Best individual season team ERA. All right. And I also have the best individual season team OPS. And I want to know if you think these teams could beat each other, or which team would win, or which staff would win. So I did it twice because the first time, all the teams were old. So, Corwin, do you have any impression of whether or not the 1904 Philadelphia Athletics could beat the 1894 Brooklyn, I'm going to say Dodgers, but it could be a weird team. No, it was the Baltimore Orioles. Never mind. I was wrong the whole way through. Any impression on how those two teams would do?
No, not even slightly.
Do you want to guess what the team ERA was for the 1904 Philadelphia Athletics?
I do.
Give me a guess.
3.85.
So 3.85 would be really good, I would say. However, they were 2.35.
2.35?
Yeah, 2.35 ERA is a tie for the best all-time single-season team ERA between the 1904 Philadelphia Athletics, the 1907 Philadelphia Athletics, and the 1908 Washington Senators.
Wow.
Yeah. So those
Good
Philadelphia Athletics teams were fucking nuts.
Yeah, it's a shame that I don't know any players on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't know who the fuck these people are either.
There's no way I would know any of them.
So you know what's crazy about the 1908 Washington Senators?
No.
They were not a good team. They went 67-85.
What?
Yeah, they went 67-85 with a team 2.34 ERA.
What? Okay.
You know what? Oh my god! You know what their team OPS was?
600.
Really close, 588.
Ooh.
For an OPS plus of 99, because everyone's OPSs were lower back then. Damn, this is not great.
So they had an OPS plus of 99, amazing pitching, and still only won 67 games.
Yeah. Their team slash line 235, 293, 296.
What?
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, that is
That's for sure.
no, that's amazing. Yeah, Walter Johnson's still on that team. He would eventually win a World Series. I forget what year that was. The Philadelphia Athletics, they didn't seem to have anyone I know. None of these names look familiar on the batting side of things. nor on the pitching side. I have no idea who any of these people are. The best player on that team in that season was Eddie Plank and his 6.7 WAR season, followed by Chief Bender and his 5.5 WAR season, and Topsy Hartzell with 4.3. Don't know who any of those people are.
Of course.
Also, Danny Murphy played on that team, and I choose to believe it's Daniel Murphy.
Daniel Murphy is immortal god.
Ooh, although in the 1904 Philadelphia Athletics, Rube Waddell was on that team, 10.4 WAR season. Rube Waddell, very famous pitcher, very famous weirdo, really good player. So anyway, that's just kind of like fun shit. So I set a minimum season at 1960, and any impression of what the new lowest single season team ERA is now?
The lowest single season team ERA.
Post 1960. It is still pretty low, just as a warning.
It can't be in the twos. I refuse to believe that. 3.23?
2.45.
No, I refuse to believe that.
The 1967 Chicago White Sox, 2.45. Yeah,
How?
it's the
How?
I don't know. I have no idea. They had 36 complete games, and that's the fewest in the top 5.
Why would I guess 3.23?
A 3.23 doesn't even qualify because I forgot I set a minimum of 3 ERA as a 3 ERA as a maximum.
Okay,
The
no, I am
most
totally stupid.
I forgot I did that. The most recent season, what year? Any guesses?
The most recent season on this list below a 3 ERA.
As a team, yeah.
1999.
I'm here to fuck your existence. 2015.
What? Who?
The St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh, fuck the Cardinals.
I know. They went 162. And their team ERA was 2.94.
Can you check to see what round they knocked the Pirates out of the playoffs that year?
I want to say it was the wild card. No, it couldn't be because they were the best team. It must have been the NLDS then.
Yeah,
Where's
we
their-
didn't make it to the NLCS, so
Where's the postseason stats? I don't see it. Am I a fucking idiot?
Here, let me find it. 2015 MLB postseason bracket.
Baseball reference. You giveth and you taketh.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see fucking postseason shit, man.
Let's see. Oh no, they didn't play in 2015.
The Pirates?
Yeah, no, they got knocked out in the wild card by the Cubs. And then the Cubs beat St. Louis that year. And then lost to the Mets. So this was the Kansas City, New York Mets World Series.
Yeah, because it was the year right after the Kansas City, San Francisco Giants World Series.
Mm-hmm. This was like the first year I started like loosely following baseball.
It was a good year for it.
Yeah. I have this really cool thing where I start following Pittsburgh sports teams the year they do really well. Worked really great for the Penguins. Worked really great for the Steelers. Worked not so great for the Pirates.
It's tough because it's not your fault. It's Bob Nutting's fault because he's a horrible human being.
I mean, we definitely know that's true. Man, I forgot how many years in a row the Pirates went to the wild card game.
It was like every fucking year. It was nuts.
Uh-huh.
Because they refused to get good enough to win the division.
Uh-huh. Well,
they just refused. All right, Corwin, Mr. Heller. What team, what season, and what OPS do you think was the best post 1960?
Is it not the 1967
Chicago White Sox. It is
Yeah.
not. It is not the 1967 Chicago White Sox.
I don't know. I can't say. I will say that it's the Yankees at some point.
It is not the Yankees. The Yankees' best season comes in 2009. That's ranked number 7 here with an 839 team OPS, tying them with the 97 Seattle Mariners, the 90 and the 95 Cleveland Indians. The answer is the 2003 Boston Red Sox with an 851 OPS.
Man, fuck the White Sox. Not the White
Follow-
Sox, the Red Sox.
Fuck all the Sox.
Yeah.
Nah, I like the White Sox. Followed by the 1996 Seattle Mariners with an 850 OPS, and the 2019 Houston Astros with a 848 OPS. Although that is suspect. It's so crazy to see Seattle here like several times, and you think to yourself, well, they must have gotten out of that point of their existence with a World Series title. Nope.
Nah.
Oh, an appearance, certainly. Nope. Like, 03 Boston, they didn't win the World Series that year, but they won it the next year. 2019 Houston, they didn't win the World Series that year, but they were in it, and they had just won it in 2017. There's the 09 Yankees won that year, and then you just got Seattle just like, I mean, hey, how about that regular season? So, unfortunately, I think the answer to this question is super easy, but who do you think would win in a head-to-head matchup over the course of a season? The 1967 Chicago White Sox or the 2003 Boston Red Sox?
Oh, the White Sox, hands down.
Naturally.
It that would actually be a pretty cool series because I feel like even if the White Sox had that great pitching, I don't think it would necessarily stand up well to the Red Sox hitting, or really most modern powerhouse,
Yeah,
teams.
That's exactly why I think it wouldn't be a competition. Just because, as much as I am a defender of the idea that just because you played a long time ago doesn't mean you're not good, it means you came up in a different era and you have no choice in that matter. At the same time, if you're literally plopping these two teams in a ring, or in this case in a diamond, obviously the newer team will do better. You've just had more training.
Mm-hmm.
There's no one on the Chicago White Sox you would recognize, but check out how cool that logo is. I wish that I knew that logo existed for the White Sox, because that's a cool logo.
Wow.
Right?
It's weird.
I know. I kind of dig it.
I would like it a lot better without like the silhouette of the dude. Like if it was just that red and white single color sock, that'd be pretty cool. Like,
yeah, so for anyone
throwback.
unaware, like me, who's never seen this throughout the White Sox many throwback uniforms, their 1967 logo apparently was a red circle with a white sock in the middle, and then overlapping that is a right-handed batter wearing pinstripes, having just finished swing at the end of his swing. And it looks really cool. I fucking love that. And there's also zero names I recognize. The best player on the 67 White Sox was Jim Horland's 5.6 WAR season. The best player on the Boston Red Sox in 2003 feels like Pedro Martinez. It is Pedro Martinez in his 8 WAR season, followed by Nomar Garciaparra in his 6.1 season.
Nomar.
Yeah, good old-fashioned Nomar. So I think that's a pretty easy win for the Red Sox. Who do you think wins the problem is all these teams are old. I'm gonna change it by year. Man, the only thing that makes the 2015 St. Louis Cardinals stick out is that the most recent season after the 2015 St. Louis was the 1989 Los Angeles Dodgers.
Really? Who was in that lineup?
For pitching?
Yeah.
Villanueva must still have been there, right?
The wrong dude.
It was Oral Hershiser, Tim Belcher, Fernando Valenzuela. I always say his name wrong. I meant that. Tim Leary and Ramon Martinez. So Oral Hershiser, Hall of Famer. Fernando Valenzuela. Yeah, I mean, Oral Hershiser was one of. Oh, he's not in the Hall of Fame? Oh, that's weird. He has a Cy Young, 3-time All-Star, 1988 World Series winner, Gold Glove, Silver Slugger, World Series MVP, ALCS MVP, NLCS MVP, and Major League Player of the Year. 56 career WAR. Not in the Hall of Fame? 18-year-long career?
I guess just not a high enough of a sustained enough peak.
I mean, I guess, but like, damn, I really would have thought he was in. I guess his peak just wasn't high enough. Seems weird. 2014 strikeouts, 204 wins, which I guess is kind of low. Damn, that's wild. I really thought he was a Hall of Famer. I guess he's not. Sorry, Oral. My bad. Fernando Valenzuela also not in the Hall of Fame, but super cool rookie season. Also pitched with his eyes closed.
Really? What?
Yeah. When he would pitch, he would close his eyes.
Like when in his windup or release would he close his eyes?
Like while he was throwing, like in the moment when you would probably grunt, his eyes were closed in that part.
Okay.
Yeah. So
dude, works for you.
Totally.
Would absolutely suck for comebackers, but hey, if it helps you pitch 99% of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's just how you operated, as long as good with it. I guess
even us fucking around in your backyard, there's no way you're ever gonna get me to facing a live batter. There's no way you're gonna get me to close my fucking eyes.
Dude, I'm not even good enough to hit the strike zone with my eyes open.
Right?
It's not happening with my eyes closed. I'm telling you that right now. Yeah, I don't have anything else with this list. Is there anything else you want to hear between these 4 tabs?
No. I'm okay.
All right. So the next thing I have, just to keep it going, batter stuff. Total bases in a game.
Ooh.
What do you think the record is?
15.
So 15 would have you tied for 24th.
No way. I know we've had this talk before, and we have this record specifically, but that blows my mind again.
So 24th would be a tie between Kendrys Morales playing for the Kansas City Royals against the Detroit Tigers in a 10-3 win in 2015. And then also 2015, Yoenis Cespedes playing for the Mets against the Colorado Rockies in a 14-9 win. Each had 15 bases. They each had 3 home runs, but Kendrys Morales had a triple. Yoenis Cespedes had a double, and then the rest of it came from singles.
All right. I'm going to say if it's not 15, it's going to be 18.
Oh, you're close. 18 is tied for second between Josh Hamilton of the Texas Rangers against the Baltimore Orioles in a 10-3 win for the Rangers in May of 2012, and Joe Adcock playing for the Milwaukee Braves, I believe, against the Brooklyn Dodgers in a 15-7 win in July of 1954. Each had 4 home runs, each had a double, and each had a few other singles to make up the difference.
Yeah, 4 home runs, a double, and a few shingles.
Oh, sorry, no, sorry. I bad math on my part. 4 home runs and a double covers all the bases.
Got it. Okay, I was gonna say just casually, a couple singles sprinkled in just for good measure.
So the leader, the all-time total basiness getting guy in a 1-game situation was Sean Green of the Dodgers. May 23rd, 2012, 19 total bases. He had a single, a double, and 4 home runs. That's 6 hits in 6 plate appearances, 7 RBIs.
This is one of those records where I really hope Mike Trout breaks it.
Ooh, I wonder if he's on this list at all.
He has to be. He's too good.
Mike Trout. No, he's not. Which means that Mike Trout, lowest it goes is 12. Mike Trout, step up your game. Come on, Mike. Mike Yastrzemski is on this list, Mike Trout, and he's only just started playing baseball.
Yeah, for real.
Scooter Gennett is on this list.
I did know Scooter Jeanette was on there. I did
that
not
4 home run
remember
game.
Mike Yastrzemski was.
Yeah, there's actually a bunch of players that hit 16's a huge tie.
Oh yeah.
16 is this number 7 through 23 on this list.
Damn.
Yes, number 16 is a huge tie. And dating back all ages too. You have the most recent one was Matt Carpenter in 2018, and the oldest one was Ty Cobb in 1925. So it's really like 16 is like that sweet spot for high but not breaking a record.
Ty Cobb, isn't that really good pitcher?
Yeah, famous pitcher Ty Cobb. So only one of the games that had 16 total bases by a single player resulted in a loss. And that feels like it shouldn't happen. Bob Horner in 1986 got 16 total bases, 6 RBIs, 4 home runs in 5 plate appearances. And his team, the Braves, lost to the Montreal Expos 8-11.
8-11.
Yeah. That's just no. All right, let's read the box score because this is insane. How do you let this happen, my friend?
Yeah. Did he score all 8 runs himself?
He scored 6 out of 8. 6 out of 8 runs were him. I need a scoring summary. Give me a scoring summary. Oh fuck. All right, I got it. All right, so play by play. In the first, nothing happens. When do we get our first run? Wait, what the fuck is where's the score? Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. Okay, so the first run is scored by the Expos. Right? No. The first run is scored by the Braves. Bob Horner, our hero, hits a home run in the bottom of the second as the leadoff man. And it's a solo shot, so Atlanta goes up 1-0. Okay? And then Ken Griffey Sr. is also in this game. I just wanted to throw that out there. So then after the home run, the Braves go down 1-2-3. Then the Expos come up in the top of the third. Al Newman walks. Andy McGaffin bunts. And then Mitch Weber hits a double, which scores Newman, and the game's tied 1-1. Then bottom of the third, nothing happens. Then the Expos come up in the top of the fourth, tied 1-1. A Hubie Brooks fly ball, a Tim Wallach walk, and Andres Galarraga strikes out, and then Mike Fitzgerald hits a double to center field, scoring Wallach, and then Al Newman hits a home run, scoring him and Fitzgerald. And so now all of a sudden, it's a 2-1 ball game. Although that shouldn't be 2. That should be 4, right? Yeah, it's 4. Okay, so it's 4-1. It's a weird format. Cut me some slack.
Josh, you get all the slack. Trust me. It's really funny. It's
then
nice
the Braves
not being
come
the
up.
only one to fuck this stuff up all the time.
I understand. So then the Braves come up. Ken Oberkfell strikes out. Dale Murphy strikes out. Bob Horner comes up for the second time. First time since he hit that home run, and he hits another home run. So now it's 2-4, and then Ken Griffey takes a single, and Andres Thomas flies out. So then Montreal, oh my God. So then Montreal comes to the top of the fifth and unleashes all hell. Mike Webster, hold on, I want to backtrack. Yeah, so Zane Smith is our starting pitcher, and he's still in the game at this point. So Zane Smith is pitching. Mike Webster comes up, hits a single. All right, that sucks. Whatever. It's 4-2 still. Then George Wright comes up, and Webster steals second, and then it goes to third on an error. And so now it's man on third, no outs. George Wright hits a double. Webster scores. It's 5-2. and Wright's on second. Then Andre Dawson, Hall of Famer Andre Dawson, comes up. He hits a home run, scoring him and Wright 7-2. Then Hubie Brooks comes up and he doubles. So far, nothing but hits. They're flying all over the place. Hubie Brooks just fucked Zane Smith clear out the game. And then Jeff Dedman has to come in to replace Zane Smith. And then Tim Wallach comes up and he strikes out looking. So Jeff's doing all right. Then Andres Galarraga comes up and he gets a pass ball. So Brooks goes to third. Andres Galarraga.
Okay.
And then Andres Galarraga gets hit by the next pitch. And he gets put on first. And then the manager decides this is enough. Andres Galarraga. No, I don't fucking know. And Wayne Krenchitsky pinch runs for Andre Galarraga. Oh, Jeff Dedman's still in the game.
What's going on?
Mike Fitzgerald then grounds out in a 2-3 ground out, but Brooks was on third, so he scores and Fitzgerald goes to first. So it was not a ground out. It was really a fielder's choice. I don't like the way that's described. Then Al Newman takes a single, so he's on first, and Fitzgerald's on second, and it's 8-2, and that's a really high score. And then Andy McGaffin comes up, and he singles. Fitzgerald scores. Newman's on third. Another runs in. It's 9-2. And then Mitch Webster comes in. He singles too. And now it's 10-2. And then George Wright strikes out. So altogether, 6 runs. 6 runs in the inning. And it didn't go well for the Braves. They're not doing good. It's 10-2. And things are looking bad. The Braves then go on to score 5 runs in the bottom of the 5th. Off of Glenn Hubbard's double. Ozzie Virgil scores, and then later Ken Oberkfell gets a single, and Bob Horner, our man, homers again in his 3rd at bat since the first home run. So he's 3 home runs deep at this point. He's having a great day. It's 7-10, and he's trying.
He's trying.
Oh, he's trying. They retire the Expos after a while, and top of the 6th without scoring any runs. Then the Braves get retired without scoring any runs. And then Mitch Webster hits a home run for the Expos. It's 11-7. Nothing goes right for the Braves. It stays 7-11. The Expos still 11-7. And then the final run scored in the game comes off the bat of Bob Horner, who hits his final home run of the day to make it 8-11. And they lose the game, which is a shame because Bob Horner hit 4 home runs. But you still lose all the games. You don't score more runs than your opponent. So that's this game, and the Braves lost.
Colin Cowherd.
So yeah, that's that. Yep.
Yep. I have to admit, of all those players listed, Mike Webster is by far my favorite Pittsburgh Steeler.
So it was actually, I think, Mitch Webster. I was just saying that.
Okay. Mike Webster's Hall of Fame offensive lineman for the Steelers.
Maybe he just did both. Yeah, whereas Mitch Webster is a career 14.4 WAR outfielder in 13 seasons. So he's not great. Although he did play for Pittsburgh for like a half a year.
That's probably when he got absolutely none of those 14 WAR.
When did Mike Webster play for Pittsburgh?
The 70s.
This was 91.
I think it was the 70s. I think it was
late 70s into the 80s.
Mitch Webster.
Wow, he played from 74 to 88 with the Steelers and then retired in 1990.
Real quick, Mitch Webster, negative 0.9 WAR with the Steelers, which is really impressive because he only played in 36 games.
With the Steelers?
With the Pirates. How do you put up almost a whole ass negative 1 WAR in 36 games?
By being on the Pirates.
I mean, it's just impressive.
We are a very impressive team.
I see how. He batted 175, 245, 320 for a 565 OPS and a 59 OPS plus.
Best player on our team that year.
Well, what's crazy is that he got traded from Cleveland to Pittsburgh that season, and that 59 OPS plus, that's 67 points better than what he did in Cleveland, and with his -8 OPS plus.
Why would you trade for him?
I don't know.
What? -8 OPS plus?
So in 1991,
is he a pitcher?
No, he's an outfielder. In 1991, he played in 13 games for Cleveland. He batted 121, 200, 125, 200, and 125. So he hit 0 extra base hits. Good for a 323 OPS plus and a -325 OPS and a -8 OPS plus. Then he gets traded to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, does the line I already read. And then Pittsburgh trades him to the Dodgers. And the Dodgers found success with him. 58 games. He batted 284, 361, 419, good for a 122 OPS plus. For a total slash line in 1991 between 2 really shit lines and 1 very good one. 207, 281, 325 for a 606 OPS and a 71 OPS plus, which is still by all means not very good. But yeah.
Of course, the fucking Dodgers fix him.
Of course. Fuck the Dodgers.
Fuck the Dodgers.
Yep. Fuck them. All to death. I have one last thing. Yeah. And then that's it. Times on base. This is an interesting one. It's not total bases. It's the amount of times you got on base in one game. What do you think the record is for most times on base in one game?
8.
So close. 8 is second. 8 is second. It's a 5-way tie between Lou Gehrig,
Sure.
Rocky Colavito,
Sure.
Cito Gaston,
All right, and you're making up names.
Rod Carew, and Melky Cabrera. Which just does not fit with the rest of these names. Yeah. All right. So the record is 9. Melky did it in 2014 as a member of the Toronto Blue Jays, which I do not remember Melky Cabrera.
No, I don't either.
He got on base 8 times, 10 plate appearances, 5 at bats, 3 hits, 1 RBI, 5 walks. 2 of which were intentional. 2 intentional walks.
Sure.
In a 6-5 win over Detroit.
I mean, I definitely remember Melky Cabrera being better than the Melky Cabrera that we know today, but
Melky Cabrera's Yankee years, those were some good years.
yeah, it's just, 2 intentional walks in one game seems like
Lot?
yeah, I guess when you get on base 6 times ahead of that, it's easy just to go for quick, walks.
I'm going to list off all the teams Melky Cabrera has played for, and I want you to tell me if you remember him playing. I'm going to give it to you in order, okay?
Okay.
Because I'm already confused. I remember him with none of these teams. All right, New York.
The Yankees, yes.
Yeah. Atlanta?
Nope.
Yeah. Kansas City?
No. I'll say no.
The San Francisco Giants?
No.
In which he was an all-star.
Definitely
his
not.
Only all-star year. Toronto.
No, like I said.
The White Sox.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
the
how
White
I
Sox.
remember Melky Cabrera.
Yes, I remember Melky Cabrera with the White Sox. The Royals again.
Okay.
I do remember that because I remember he got traded in 2017 to them. Cleveland.
Yes.
I remember that. And Pittsburgh.
Yep.
I actually forgot he was with Pittsburgh this past season. But
I remember just because I was like, wow, Melky Cabrera's still playing. And
still alive.
Playing well.
How much career WAR do you think he has?
Ooh, 28, 29?
I would have guessed around there. It's actually a little bit lower than that. It's 20.6.
Okay. I mean, sure.
One-time All-Star MVP, and 2009 World Series winner.
With who?
Yankees.
Royals? Oh, the Yankees.
Yeah, 2009.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was our last year. His nicknames include the Milkman or Leche, which that
is
makes
milk.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. His actual real name is Melky. I just assumed that was a nickname.
I honestly can't say I've ever thought about it.
I just assumed it was like, I don't know, some shortened version of like a much complicated like Dominican name, but no, his real name is Melky. Okay. Good for you, Melk.
Do you think his parents were lactose intolerant and just wanted to hope that this would give their child the ability to digest lactose?
If we name him after milk, he will be able to drink it. Yes, we have Melky Cabrera, his brother Fuego Cabrera, who cannot die by fire.
If my name was Milk and my brother's name was Fire, I would be very upset with my parents.
Yeah, and their sister Carne Asada. Anyway, so the record is 9 times on base in one. It's been done 3 times. The most interesting part about this is that of those 3 times, 2 of them were in losses. So it's only been done 1 time in a win. So the first time it happened was by Max Carey in 1922 as a member of the Pittsburgh Pirates against the New York Giants in an 8-9 loss in which Carey had 9 plate appearances, 6 at-bats, 3 runs, 6 hits, a double, 2 RBIs, and 3 walks, and 3 stolen bases.
Okay.
Pretty fucking good line right there.
Whatever.
Yeah, he still lost 8-9 because it's Pittsburgh and all good things must have a dark side.
Thank you.
The second time it happened was Johnny Burnett, and this game is wild. I have to go through the box score of this too. So it happened in 1932 when he was a member of the Cleveland Indians against the Philadelphia Athletics in a 17-18 loss.
What?
Yeah. 11 plate appearances, 11 at-bats, 4 runs, 9 hits, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, no walks, 1 strikeout, 9-10 win probability added, which is huge. What the fuck's BOP? Oh, batting order position. Oh, all these guys did it as the second person in the lineup. That's interesting. And then it was most recently done by Stan Hack as a member of the Chicago Cubs against the Cincinnati Reds in 1942 in a 10-8 win. The only time this happened in a win. 10 plate appearances, 5 at-bats, 4 runs on 5 hits, 1 double, 1 RBI, 4 walks, and 1 sacrifice hit.
What's the highest number for recently? Like, what's the most recent number with 8?
All right, let me sort by date and try to give you an answer to that. 2019. There was several. Oh, sorry, with 8? Oh, with 8. No, I was just sorting by in general. With 8. The most recent one was 2014 Melky Cabrera. With 7, the most recent was 2017 Joe Mauer. Also 2026 Joe Mauer of the Twins.
Yeah.
Also in 2016, Brandon Crawford and Bryce Harper. 2015, Paul Goldschmidt. 2011, Bobby Abreu. 2010, Dexter Fowler.
All with 7?
Yeah, these are all with 7. A lot of recognizable names here. All right, real quick. I have to see this fucking box score. Wow.
17-18 game?
Yeah. Oh, my God. This game went 18 innings.
What?
This game went 18 innings. So just to recap the scoring here in the first inning, Phil the A's bat first, the Indians batted second. A's went scored 2 runs, then the Indians scored 3. Then neither team scored in the second. Then the A's scored in the third, 1 run, so it's 3-3. And then the A's scored again in the top of the fourth, 2 runs, make it 5-3. But then the Indians score 3 more runs to make it 5-6. And then the A's don't score in the fifth, but the Indians score 1, so that makes it 5-7. And then both teams score 1 run in the sixth. That should make it fucking 6-8. And then the A's scored 7 in the seventh, but the Indians scored 6. And then the A's scored 2 in the ninth to take the lead by 1 run. But then the Indians score the run to make up for it in the bottom of the ninth to tie the game. And then neither team scores a run in the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, or 15th. In the top of the 16th, the A's score 2. In the bottom of the 16th, the Indians score 2. Neither team scores in the 17th, and then the A's score in the 18th to win it.
I wish I saw this game. Or at least I wish I could go back and watch this.
Yeah, but you definitely can't do because it's 1932, but it's a shame because this sounds So which player am I looking at? I'm actually surprised there weren't more trips to the bag here just by how many innings there were.
Right.
Or more times on base, I should say. Because this is just a fuck ton of innings. So, yeah, I guess we're looking out for Johnny Burnett. Johnny Burnett is our man.
I prefer AJ.
Who doesn't love AJ? Wow, this is just crazy. Yeah. Fucking, I don't want to read all this. It's too much to read, but that's wild, isn't it?
Yes.
I
can't think of a recent game where it has gone that deep and also been anywhere close to high scoring.
Yeah, because they usually end up being lopsided.
Right, like it's,
you have 2 super high scoring games that maybe they'll go to like 13 or 14. Or they go super deep and it's, nobody can score, which is why it stays tied.
Do you want to hear the highest score I see on this page?
Yeah.
Sean Casey, 7 times on base for Cincinnati against Colorado in 1999. Final score was a win for Cincinnati, 24-12.
They scored 12 runs and got blown out.
I want to share this one with you because you'll love this.
Ooh, is it the Pirates beating the Cardinals?
Close. It's the Pirates beating the Cubs.
I'll take it.
Rennie Stennett, 7 times on base, 22-0.
Yes.
A deep dicking for the ages. 22-0.
Did this
Fuck
happen
yourselves.
in the 30s?
1975.
Yeah. Still 20 years before I was born. 22 years, but I'll take it.
Now, this actually sounds like a fascinating game. Cito Gaston, playing for the San Diego Padres, got on base 7 times in the Padres versus the Giants on May 23rd, 1970, in a 17-16 win for the Padres. In the same game, Willie Mays got on base 7 times for the Giants. Who do you think walks away with the better line here? Cito Gaston, 9 plate appearances, 5 at-bats, 3 runs, 3 hits, a home run, 3 RBIs, 4 walks. Yeah, that's all that's really interesting. Willie Mays, 9 plate appearances, 6 at-bats, 3 runs on 4 hits, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, 3 walks, 1 of which was intentional, but 1 strikeout.
How many stolen bases? Any of them?
No, neither for either of them.
I'll go with Willie Mays. Strikeouts aren't a huge deal.
Yeah, 2 home runs seems like a much bigger deal.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the RBI, no, he still has more RBIs. Yeah, more home runs, more RBIs. Which case matters because it's the action. Yeah. Plus an intentional walk. Damn, that must be a wild game. Okay.
So, you have any other baseball stuff you wanted to discuss, or do you want to close out with some football news?
I think I'm officially done with all of my baseball stuff, so let's close out with some football stuff.
All right. Do you know who PJ Walker is?
No, but I love the name.
He was an XFL quarterback that kind of was the face of the XFL while it was still in session. He ends up signing with the Carolina Panthers, essentially taking Cam Newton's spot as the Panthers just released Cam Newton. I guess we'll kind of bind these two together since, they are related. What are your thoughts on Carolina's quarterback moves?
I guess we'll touch on Cam Newton second. PJ Walker, I don't know. I don't know him. I don't think I care. I'm assuming this is just to fill the backup spot because they want to start Teddy Bridgewater. Maybe they see it as a high upside guy where there's not much room for him to fuck it up because they're not going to ask him to start unless he really impresses in camp. So why not take a gamble?
I mean, it's one of those things where I don't think he's expected to be more than fighting for the backup spot with Will Grier. Especially, XFL is significantly lower in competition than the NFL, but this is just kind of news because he's been getting headlines being the star of the lesser league. But yeah, I think releasing Cam Newton is much bigger news for the Panthers than PJ Walker.
And in that respect, what do you think of that piece of news?
I don't know. I don't think they should have moved on from Cam Newton. I think they're worse off with Teddy Bridgewater than Cam. I get why you'd be worried about his injuries, but I still think he's a better quarterback. I don't know. I feel like you could have gotten Cam to stay for the similar numbers to what they're giving Teddy Bridgewater. So yeah, I hope Cam can go somewhere and start, or at least have the opportunity to compete for the starting role because he deserves that.
Yeah, I think he does too. Especially so the thing that I'll take it in phases. It sucks to see him leave the Panthers. He was as they are in the world today, because the man won an MVP award. The team almost had a perfect season. There's a lot of reasons to be like, Cam's really fucking good, and this generation of Panthers and Panthers fans that like it would be nice to see some level of corporate loyalty. I know we're like never gonna get. So it's in that respect. The thing that really makes me feel shit is that they couldn't find it. Like the Bears chose to trade for Nick Foles over Cam Newton.
Yeah.
And I do not understand that.
Especially since Nick Foles is probably rocking a similar contract size to Nick Foles.
So I'm looking right now in 2020, Cam Newton's base salary is $0, $2 million, workout bonus $0, dead cap hit $2 million. There's nothing here.
Yeah,
Whereas Nick Foles, 2020, being $15.12 million base salary, $250,000 roster bonus, $250,000 workout bonus, $15.62 million cap hit, 20.125 dead cap. And those very similar yet increasing numbers in cap hit for 2021 and 2022. Although the dead cap goes down drastically. But still, and the other thing is Cam Newton's younger?
Yeah, younger, better, similar price.
Yeah.
Honestly, injury history, career-wise, probably similar. I know Cam's is significantly more recent. I guess everything is more recent, with his injuries where Nick Foles have kind of been spread out more. I don't know. I just don't know how the Bears. It sucks. Maybe it's a system fit with Nagy's system. I feel like it wouldn't be all that much. Cam is better than Mitch Trubisky in just about every category. And they use Mitch the way you would expect a team to use a guy like Cam Newton. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Cam Newton the ceiling of Cam Newton will always far exceed the ceiling of Nick Foles. And the floor isn't really that much. I would say Cam Newton's floor is also much higher than Nick Foles's.
Oh, significantly.
Like a lot.
The last time Cam Newton was healthy was the start of 2018, and he started that season as an MVP frontrunner. He's been hurt for all of 2019 and the rest of 2018, but still, like, if you expect Cam to be healthy, which I don't think anyone has any reason to doubt that right now, he's so significantly better all around. I don't know. Maybe he's asking for a lot of money. Maybe Matt Nagy knows something we don't, or whoever the Bears GM is right now. I honestly don't remember.
Neither do I.
Who knows?
Maybe they wanted to bring in a lesser player to make Trubisky feel like they weren't just trying to outright replace him.
I'm sorry, you cut out there. What was that?
Maybe they brought in a lesser player and Trubisky feel like they weren't just trying to replace him.
Yeah, maybe it's this is management's way of saying, "Oh, we totally tried to do something," but in reality, they just want to keep starting Mitch so that they can tank.
Yeah, that's not a bad point either. Yeah. Anything else happening in the world?
Yeah. This isn't really any news, but Trent Williams update. Redskins say they want something comparable in value for left tackle Trent Williams. I don't know how long they're going to be able to keep touting like we're not going to take any shitty deals just to have Trent hold out one more year. I don't know. I just feel like the Redskins are really going to get bit in the ass with this.
Like they haven't already been. My God, just let it go.
They probably could have gotten like a good second round pick for him already.
Fucking ridiculous, the mismanagement of that organization. But
I
guess we've come to expect nothing less from them.
Mm-hmm. Ndamukong Suh signed a 1-year, $8 million deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going back there.
That feels right.
Yeah, it feels very right all around for Suh, for the Buccaneers, for what they're trying to accomplish. That's good contract for all parties. Dontari Poe signed a deal with the Dallas Cowboys.
I missed that. That's cool.
Yeah. The Cowboys needed it. They're doing a lot of work on defense right now. I just don't know if Dontari Poe is kind of he's got the name still. I just don't know if he plays up to it much anymore. I want to see him score touchdowns again.
Oh, that'd be so nice.
Yeah, like just have him be the fullback in front of Zeke Elliott.
I wouldn't mind in the slightest. Have him be the quarterback.
Yeah, why not? I need some more excitement in my life. Let's see. Nicky Roby-Coleman signed a deal with the Eagles for $1.3 million max.
Oof.
It's $1 million guaranteed, can be up to 1.3. That is a disgustingly low contract for him.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And fucking finally, the Eagles putting some money into free agents so that they can get rid of that horrendous secondary group, and they're really setting themselves up to be front runners, I think, in the NFC. Maybe not front runners, but contenders.
Yeah, well, it doesn't take much to contend in that division.
Yeah, very true. Let's see. The Jets signed wide receiver Brashad Perriman.
Yeah, I saw.
An $8 million contract. I just don't know how to feel about that.
He was a guy that was drafted while Joe Douglas. so clearly a guy that he likes. Breakout season last year after several of the Bucks wide receivers went down. Also, I've said it before. I think I said it last time we recorded. I feel like Robbie Anderson seems like a nice guy. I liked having him on the Jets. He was a one-trick pony, and if you can get Rashad Perriman to basically be a similar level of production out of what Robbie Anderson would have given, you'll get him at literally less than half the cost. So why not? They need to do more, though. They definitely need to do more than just that at wide receiver.
Yeah, definitely. So Robbie Anderson ended up signing with the Panthers, 2-year, $20 million contract, $12 million in 2020, $8 million in 2021. Yeah, I get it. Like, it's 50% more than Rashad Perriman's getting in year one. I really think I'd rather go with a guy that we have seen produce in the NFL over multiple years and Robbie Anderson over a guy that's, yes, has the draft pedigree, but has sucked for every season he's played except for the most recent one. I don't know.
Again, I don't think it's gonna matter until we get an actual wide receiver one. So, like, it's tough debating about whether or not your wide receiver 2 is gonna be good if there's no one ahead of him at the depth chart to make him look good.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's tough.
What do you have a preference of the big three wide receivers for the?
I mean,
do you want them to go offensive tackle?
I think we're high enough that you could that depending on how the draft goes. Not that we're super high, but I think we're off the top of my head. I think we'd be high enough to get a Jerry if he falls that low. Which again just depends on.
Would.
Yeah, and so it's possible that would be cool. I'd like to have another. But I don't really care. I'm here for the ride because this will be Jordan Douglas's first draft, so I don't know what to make of it. I have been appreciative of the things he's done so far. At least I don't think he's done anything outrageously shit. And he's done more to address the O-line in 1 week than Mike McCagnon entire tenure with the organization. So far he's good in my book. I don't know what he's going to do. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, if I could plan out this strategy, I would definitely say grab one of the big 4 tackles in the top 10 for the Jets, and then hope if the big name wide receivers falls to us in the second round. But at the same time, going after one of the big 3 and getting rookies comparable to DeAndre Hopkins and CeeDee Lamb, Odell Beckham and Jerry Jeudy, or I guess Tyreek Hill would be a good comparison for what his peak could be in Henry Ruggs. It's just, I know offensive tackle isn't the sexy pick, but it's probably a better foundational piece for the Jets. But man, one of those 3 wide receivers would be really cool to get.
Yeah, the Jets haven't really had a standout wide receiver since
Keyshawn Johnson.
Oh no, don't even say that. I'm trying to think of the last time I really remember the Jets having a great wide receiver.
Honestly, Keyshawn Johnson is the only notable wide receiver I can name the Jets having.
I was gonna say
of end of career Santonio Holmes.
I was gonna say end of career Plexico Burress. The sad thing is he was really good. The Jets just have always been made do, and so yeah, it'd be really nice to we've had good seasons out of random people, but we never had that guy. So I'd like to have that guy.
Damn. Okay. I guess I was giving Santonio Holmes too much credit. His peak season in New York with the Jets had 52 receptions for 746 yards and 6 touchdowns. So good season, don't get me wrong, but lost 500 yards receiving going from Pittsburgh to the Jets from 2009 to 2010.
The Jets way.
Yeah. Man, who was the quarterback in 2010? Mark Sanchez?
Still Mark Sanchez, yeah. I remember Santonio Holmes being really close. I don't remember standout, but I remember him being really clutch.
He definitely was for the Steelers in their Super Bowl.
That's super cool, buddy.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, if you really want me to.
Plaxico Burress's Jets season. Oh, this does not look good.
Oh
Oof.
God, that was the year they had LaDainian Tomlinson and Mark Sanchez.
It was beautiful. I loved
Wow.
that season.
Wow.
For record, I have met LaDainian Tomlinson. Wonderful. 46 targets. Sorry, 96 targets, 45 receptions, 612 yards. So not good. 8 touchdowns. 46.9 catch percent, 38.3 yards per game, 6.4 yards per target.
When you
Not good.
oh yeah. I was getting ahead of myself. When you think of Plaxico Burress, what team do you picture him on?
Actually, the
'Cause
Giants.
I feel like there's 3 really good answers. Because
there's only 3 answers: Pittsburgh, New York Giants, and New York Jets.
right, but like they're all good answers, at least for you. Because the Jets are your teams. Of course, you'd remember him on your. The Steelers are where he, had a great Super Bowl and was drafted, probably the peak of his career.
And the Giants is where he shot himself in the leg.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. The Giants.
Yeah, no, and that's why I think of him as the Giants.
Yeah, like I think of him as a Steeler because, of course, the Steelers are my team. But immediately following, like, oh right, Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver. It's like, oh right, the dude who fucking shot himself in a strip club or a nightclub, whatever it was.
Fucking idiot.
Oh God, he was really good too.
Once upon a time, man. Once upon a time. Any other football news?
Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing huge. Dak Prescott's nearing in on his contract extension.
I hope it's for $195 million guaranteed.
It won't.
I want it to be so much money that the Cowboys are strong.
Yeah, I don't know. It says it's for $35 million a year, which, sure, okay. That's kind of where we were like 8 months ago, but whatever. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, it'll get done, I guess. I don't know what's holding it up. Jerry Jones is weird. Get a better haircut.
Yeah, right. Go to what's the Raiders dude? Not Mark Davis. Yeah, it is Mark Davis.
Yeah, Mark Davis.
Yeah, go to his barber.
I bet they just cut each other's hair.
Mark Davis is way too poor for him to be able to hang out with Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones would not allow him in his entourage.
So what you're saying is that Mark Davis might need a sugar daddy?
I could totally see Jerry Jones being Mark Davis's sugar daddy. Hey Jerry, could you lend me some money? I gotta sign Antonio Brown, or else people say I'm gonna be forced. So can you help a guy out?
Well, if you give me a Hummer, Mark, I'll help you move your whole football team to Vegas.
Is that when you say Hummer? Is that a car or is?
I mean, you slurping on daddy's balls, son.
Okay, I'm gonna need $25 million, and we got a deal. And he's totally gonna think if they do that, he totally thinks he came out ahead.
Someone came out ahead.
That's. And on that note, Travis Frederick's retiring.
Fitting.
Yeah, sucks. Top center in the league for a good long time. Just, I think it's Julian Barr syndrome he battled. Very, very difficult to be a professional athlete while fighting that. It's unfortunate, but there's no doubt he had a very spectacular career despite that.
Yeah, good for him for accomplishing what he could accomplish. And
yep. Anything else you want to talk about today?
Not a thing, man. Not a thing.
Cool. Then let's get the fuck out of here.
All right. If you want to follow the show on Juicing Pod, if you want to hit us up, it's about juicethenumbers@gmail.com. Until Monday, you all have a good one.
Bye.